Okay, so here are some of the homework problems from section 10.1 for pre-algebra. The first part is to find each square root. And the thing to remember about square roots is you're asking yourself, what number would you have to square to get 9? And then, so what number would you take the second power? That's easy. It's 3, because 3 squared is 9, so the answer is 3. For number 14, this one you have to know that the square root of 144, well, that means you have to know that 12 squared is equal to 144. So this number is 12, but because of this negative sign here, it's actually going to be negative 12. Okay. And then for number 16, you have to know that 1 squared is 1, so 1 is its own square root. But then again, because of this plus or minus in front, the answer is plus or minus 1. Okay. All right, next set of problems to take a look at from 10.1. Trying to figure out which number this lies between. Estimate it to the nearest integer. This is tough because there's two actual problems here. There's positive root 146, and then there is negative root 146. Okay. Now, square root of 146, that doesn't have a perfect square root, but you have to recognize that 146 is between 169 and 144, and both of those numbers have square roots. 144 squared is 12, 169 squared is 13. So this has to be between positive and negative, or positive 12 and positive 13. And for the negative one, same thing, negative 12, negative 13. So those are the two numbers it has to be between, because again, 146 is between 144 and 169, and the square root of 144 and 169 is 12 and 13. So this guy's between those two. And then last thing for section 10.1 is just kind of answering a couple questions here. So the question is, which is less, negative 2 or negative root 6? Explain your reasoning. Well, the answer is negative 6. And the reason is, negative 2, when we go back and say to ourselves, okay, what number has the square root of 2? Well, the number that has the square root of 2 is 4. So this is the square root of negative 4. That's what negative 2 is equal to. Now, normally 4 is less than 6, so we'd say, well, why isn't it 4? But because of the negative, that means we're sitting somewhere, like, here's 0, here's negative 1, here's negative 2, here's negative 3. That's negative root 4. Negative root 6 is somewhere after it. So which is less? No, not negative 2. Strike that, sorry, negative 6. I think I said negative 6, negative root 6, and just circled the negative 2. Okay, so order these from least to greatest then. Well, let's write all the negative ones out first to the side. Negative 8, negative root 83, negative 10, negative root 76. Okay. If I look at what numbers I'd square to get what have square roots of like 8 and 10, that's 64. So we're talking about the square root of negative 60 or negative square root of 64. This is the negative square root of 100, because 10 at 100 is the square root of 10. So the smallest one has to be negative root 100, which is negative 10. I'm off the screen. Negative 10. Then it's negative root 83, negative root 76, and then negative root 64, which is negative 8. So that takes care of my negatives. For my positives, I have root 77, 9, and root 65. Well, the number that has the square root of 9 is 81, so that's what root 9 is, or 9 is equal to, is root 81. So the smallest one after that is root 65. Then it's root 77. And then it's root 81, which is really 9. So there are our numbers in order.